sports science student to this. Granted, Kieran McKenna did not knock out Liverpool out of the Champions League yet, but his tactic did. Kieran McKenna is a former Tottenham Hotspur player who took on sports science studying as well as started his coaching career after he retired. Even though he stayed 7 years at Tottenham, he retired at the age of 22 due to a recurring hip injury without making one senior appearance. Hearing this should give no indication of the manager he will become, but his playing career being so short was a blessing in the end as he had time to dedicate to his coaching studies. He has managed various youth groups at Tottenham, moving to the under-18s in 2015. He then left Tottenham and joined Manchester United in 2016 in the Rio setup. Kieran McKenna was promoted to the first team staff by Jose Mourinho as an assistant manager alongside Michael Carrick. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer retained him and Ralf Rangnick did as well. He left Manchester United in 2021 to become Ipswich Town's manager in League One. Ipswich Town finished 11th in League One in the first season. In 2022-2023, Kieran McKenna and Ipswich Town did what seemed impossible at the time and got promoted to the Championship. They started the 2023-2024 season with an impressive run of form, which sees them as part of the top 3 in the Championship with 6 matches to go. Kieran McKenna's tactic seems simple, yet is effective, and has the element of surprise for the opposition. A 4-2-3-1 formation focused on creating and scoring as many attacking chances as possible and overwhelming the opponent in the process. In goal, we have a sweeper keeper on attack duty. He is on attack duty as we need him to become a passing option in possession. Wingback on defend on the right side to balance out the complete wingback on attack on the left one. The right wingback has a run with ball wide player instruction when in possession, to add an element of surprise on this flank as well. However, this player is not playing as expensive as the left side counterpart. 2 ball playing defenders make up the defensive 4. The left-sided one has stay wider as player instruction to position himself wider as soon as the left wingback gets up the field in possession. 2 defensive midfielders protect the defense, but they are required to do different things. The right one is told to hold position, while the left one is told to get further forward. This is to ensure that one of the defensive midfielders completes the back 3 when in possession to prevent counterattacks, while the left-sided one gets up the field when in possession, adding more pressure to the opposition's defense. 1 winger on support on the right side and a roundator on the left side. Of course, inverted winger or inside forward work on this part as well, but I found that with the roundator role, this player did not feel compelled to cut inside. He played as the role is meant to and looked and found space when in possession, also making room for the complete wingback's appearance in attack. A trequartista and an advanced forward make up the formation. The trequartista role was preferred as we needed movement in this area of the pitch. Kieran McKenna's formation is not a static one, so the roles chosen try to emulate that. And in the match engine, they seem to do as intended, creating movement, confusing the opposition at times. These are the rest of the player instructions, and as mentality, you can start with positive and move to attacking if you are the best team in the league. In possession, fairly wide, passing to space, standard passing directness to give another dimension to our attacks, and slightly higher tempo. Low crosses, run a defense, and be more expressive. I will turn off be more expressive if you find that your players lose the ball too much or against tougher opposition. Also, make sure to turn off run a defense if you feel like you are dominated to keep possession of the ball more. In transition, counter press, counter and distribute the ball quickly to the defense and through short kicks. Out of possession, high line of engagement, high defensive line, press more often, prevent goalkeeper short distribution and get stuck in. If get stuck in draws too many yellow cards, turn it off. Kieran McKenna's team pressures the opposition as soon as the ball is lost, especially in the final third, with the aim of recovering the ball quickly. This tactic brought us the best season yet and to me, the best tactic I have used so far. It is an expensive, energetic and fun tactic to use. We have scored 115 goals in the league, conceding only 26. I never had plus 89 goal difference so far, and we finished the season unbeaten. But the important result came in the Champions League. Initially, after we won against Juventus, I called it a fluke. We had no right to do that, and we were leading 4-1 at some point. Then it came the 0-0 draw against AS Monaco, and in the end, the 3-0 win against Atletico Madrid. That is when I thought that we may be onto something. After finishing top 16 in the league phase, we were put against Napoli in the second round. They won 1-0 in the first leg, but we won 4-0 at home. We were drawn against Liverpool next, and after the 5-0 defeat against them earlier in the league phase, surely this was the end of the road. But it wasn't. They led 1-0 in Romania, only for us to make it 1-1 in the end, only to pull off the miracle at Anfield of all places. We never led against Liverpool, but we were always their equals. The game went to penalties, where our players did the impossible, knocking out Liverpool and qualifying for the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Of course, eventually we were no match for FC Barcelona, but this was a fun run to be on in the continental competition. And using this tactic never made me feel like we were going to lose any game. In the end, we have won the domestic treble. Kieran McKenna is a manager who maybe was against the odds at first and maybe still is, but the same as his tactic, he pushes on relentlessly, being closer and closer to where he wants to go.